In 2026, tech stocks have been volatile as Wall Street reevaluates the effects of artificial intelligence. Nvidia, a leader in AI chips, is one of the victims. Its stock is down from its October 52-week high of 212.19. Is there a chance to purchase this stock before the company's earnings for the fiscal fourth quarter, which ended on January 25th, are announced on February 25th? In summary, there are several reasons why this is a good moment to purchase shares. Even if Wall Street is becoming increasingly cautious about AI, Nvidia is well positioned to gain as the sector develops. This is because of a number of things, including its extensive platform for creating AI systems that integrate its proprietary CUDA software with powerful semiconductor hardware. According to Jensen Huang, CEO of the company, AI is a technological revolution that will take years to complete, indicating that the industry hasn't hit its peak. According to Huang, the world has made significant investments in non-AI software, which will now need to switch to the cutting-edge technology needed to support AI. Nvidia's projected fiscal Q4 sales of $65 billion, a stunning rise from the previous year's record revenue of $39.3 billion, serve as evidence of this. The need for AI isn't slowing down based on this astounding amount. Nvidia was given the go-ahead by the government to start selling to the Chinese market after the Q4 projection assumed no sales to China. The leader in semiconductor chips may therefore surpass its impressive Q4 total in 2026. Furthermore, Nvidia is establishing important alliances, like its $5 billion investment in Intel, which will aid in the production of its 2028 semiconductor chips. These partnerships increase Nvidia's clout in the AI sector. Nvidia's forward price-to-earnings ratio further supports its strong valuation, which indicates that the time to purchase is now. The forward earnings multiple for the stock has fallen to levels not seen since the stock market was rocked by the Trump administration's tariff policy in April of last year. Now is a fantastic moment to purchase Nvidia stock because of its attractive pricing and promising future. The Magnificent Seven and software stocks have underperformed significantly as a result of the recent bad sentiment around these groupings. Though the nature of those ties varies, the projected headwinds for these stocks are linked to advancements in the field of artificial intelligence. The market is primarily concerned with the Mag 7 firms constantly increasing capital budgets, despite the fact that they are without a doubt the leaders in AI. Following the Q4 reports from Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet, we had addressed these capital expenditure concerns in the following note. Software firms are perceived as being at risk of being disintermediated by artificial intelligence capabilities, whereas companies such as Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft are perceived as overpaying on AI infrastructure without explicitly stating how and when they intend these investments to be monetized. Since new and developing AI capabilities are perceived as reducing the long-term profitability of the vital software and services these two Mag 7 firms offer, these two narratives converge in the case of Microsoft and Alphabet. The S&P P500 index, red line, up plus 3.9%, the tech sector, green line, up plus 1.8%, and the Mag 7 group as a whole, blue line, down 2.7%, are contrasted with Microsoft's 3-month performance, purple line, down 15.5%, in the following image. As the final member of the Mag 7 group to release quarterly results, Nvidia is at the top of this 3-month performance chart ahead of the chipmaker's Q4 earnings following the market close on Wednesday, February 25th. With its chips driving the so-called large language models that generate products like ChatGPT and other generative AI services, Nvidia is the true AI bellwether more than any other Mag 7 member. The following graphic illustrates the extent to which Nvidia has profited from this trend. It is now anticipated that Nvidia would generate $312 billion in revenue during the fiscal year that ends in January 2027, after generating $16.67 billion in 2021. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. With $65.56 billion in sales, Nvidia is predicted to have generated $1.52 in EPS for the fourth quarter, which would represent growth rates of plus 70.8% and 66.7%, respectively, over the previous year. An alternative interpretation of these projections is that Nvidia is expected to generate nearly 4 times as much revenue in a quarter as it did in 2021. It would be a huge understatement to suggest that Nvidia has benefited from the AI revolution, which is why the CEO of the firm has become the leading advocate for AI. The major question in the Nvidia story is whether or not these good times will end. The good times aren't anticipated to end anytime soon, especially in light of the previously reported capital expenditure announcements from Nvidia's Mag 7 competitors. The vast earnings power and remarkable growth profile of the Mag 7 group have played a significant role in establishing its leadership status. After the group's plus 28.3% earnings increase on plus 18.1% sales growth in 2025 Q3, its earnings for Q4 are expected to be up plus 24.2% from the same period last year on plus 18.9% higher revenues. The group's blended Q4 earnings and revenue growth is displayed in the chart below in relation to the results of the previous period and the forecasts for the next three. The earnings and revenue growth picture for the Mag 7 group on an annual basis is displayed in the chart below. It is anticipated that the Mag 7 group will account for 25.5% of the S&P 500's total earnings in 2025, up from 18.3% in 2023 and 23.2% in 2024. Currently, the Mag 7 group's market capitalization weight in the index is 32.7%. If this group of mega-cap companies were a separate sector, they would be ranked second in the S&P 500 index, behind only the technology sector, 41.8%, and ahead of the finance sector, 12.6%. As of Friday, February 20th, 427 S&P 500 members, or 85.4% of the index's total membership, had reported their Q4 results, with 75.2% exceeding EPS and 72.4% exceeding sales projections. These companies' total earnings are up plus 12.8% over the same period last year on plus 8.8% higher revenues. 53 index members are among the more than 700 companies scheduled to report results this week. In addition to Nvidia, the lineup for this week includes many other tech companies like Salesforce, HP, Dell, and a number of traditional brick-and-mortar stores like Lowe's, TJX, and others. Everybody has a tale to tell about the one who escaped. Most investors could probably think of an instance in which they ought to have purchased or sold a stock but chose not to. Consider Nvidia. In retrospect, it would have been a wise purchase at the majority of its existence. In just the last 10 years, the stock has increased by around 27,000. Even while that is a significant gain, the consequences of that increase are even more obvious. For most ordinary investors, a $10,000 investment in Nvidia 10 years ago would today be worth $2.7 million, a sum that would change their lives. I don't think it's essential for some people to be mad with themselves for passing on that opportunity. Even though Nvidia won't increase by another 27,000%, it can still generate returns that beat the market, and I believe that now would be a great opportunity to buy shares. The IT industry's spending binge on AI infrastructure is linked to Nvidia's recent explosive growth. The most popular processors in that market are Nvidia's graphics processing units, GPUs, and hyperscalers are investing every available dollar on AI computing equipment. For a mid-cap company, this has resulted in unheard-of growth that isn't slowing down. Analysts on Wall Street predict that it will record sales increase of 57% for the fiscal 2026, which concluded in January. The general expectation is that it will accelerate to 65% in fiscal 2027. The capital spending plans of its largest clients support those opinions. Just the four largest hyperscalers have stated that they want to invest $650 billion in capital expenditures this year. It's also anticipated that Nvidia will soon start selling chips in China again. Nvidia is operating in a thriving environment as a result of all of this, and the market for its products is not anticipated to decline anytime soon. Global data center capital expenditures are expected to increase to $3 trillion to $4 trillion yearly by 2030, according to Nvidia's forecasts, which are supported by other companies in the same industry. The celebration for Nvidia stock is only getting started if they turn out to be correct. It is trading at a favorable valuation in spite of that optimistic expectation. Investors should seize the chance to purchase shares in Nvidia as it currently appears to be a fantastic investment for less than 24 times projected forward earnings. But, since the company's earnings are due on February 25th, which might be a big day for the stock, interested investors would want to move quickly. With the signing of an extended, multi-year data center contract, Nvidia will provide millions of its Blackwell and Rubin GPUs to the social media behemoth. Although that was undoubtedly the most dramatic aspect of Tuesday's revelation, the firms also stated that as part of the partnership, Meta will be implementing the first widespread use of the chips by deploying Nvidia Grace CPU-only servers in its data centers. Nvidia creates its GB200 and GB300 AI superchips by combining Grace with two Blackwell or two Blackwell Ultra GPUs. As hyperscalers increasingly turn to the processors to help power some AI inferencing and agentic AI applications, Nvidia is hoping to take advantage of the growing demand for traditional CPUs with the Grace-only servers. For Intel, which has long held a dominant position in the data center CPU market, and Advanced Micro Devices, which is vying for market share, it means trouble. Gil Luria, managing director and head of technology at D.A. Davidson, stated in an interview that Nvidia has been working on expanding its content in the data center for some time. According to him, Nvidia also entered the networking space with the acquisition of Mellanox, a networking business, in 2020. As a result, they are essentially selling nearly all of the value when they sell into the data center. However, it makes sense for them to boost CPU capacity in order to raise that value even more. The timing of Nvidia's initiative couldn't be worse for Intel, which is struggling with capacity issues that prevent it from manufacturing enough CPUs to satisfy demand from data center builders. However, it's not only data centers. With its own laptop chip, Nvidia is apparently encroaching on the consumer markets of AMD and Intel, posing a new challenge to the PC industry titans. Nvidia's shift to selling CPUs does not imply that it is relinquishing its significant market share in GPUs. It's also not an indication that the market for AI GPUs is dying. Instead, it's about taking advantage of the emerging trend in the AI sector of powering smaller AI models with CPUs. Large AI models, such as the most recent and advanced frontier models from Google, Anthropic, and OpenAI, will continue to require the kind of processing power that only a GPU can offer. However, such smaller models are losing some of their prominence to CPUs. As one of the numerous choke points in the continuing AI rollout, CPUs also act as a bottleneck for the AI supply chain, which may eventually harm Nvidia's sales. According to Luria, Nvidia is making every effort to maintain sales by bringing its own CPUs to the table. However, there are other CPU options available besides Nvidia. Hyperscalers like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft are producing their own CPUs, just like GPUs. Google has its Axion processor, and Amazon has its Graviton chip. In contrast, Microsoft has its own Cobalt CPUs. Similar to Nvidia, the cloud providers employ ARM's chip design instead of AMD and Intel's x86 architecture, which may work to ARM's advantage in the long run. In contrast, Intel stated that it cannot satisfy CPU demand on its most recent earnings call. According to Stacy Rasgon, an analyst at Bernstein, they lacked the capacity. Given that they genuinely had chip manufacturing, they ought to have been in a great position. However, they totally missed it 2 quarters ago, since they were selling off equipment for pennies on the dollar. For Intel, it's not all bad news. Although Nvidia is now a rival of the business, the two companies are working together to create unique servers that integrate Nvidia's GPUs and Intel's CPUs. Nvidia is seeking to compete in other areas of the CPU market, despite all of the discussion about data centers. There have been long-standing rumors that Nvidia is preparing its own CPUs for consumer laptops, and it appears that this rumor is ready to come true. The Verge claims that online leaks indicate Lenovo is using Nvidia's CPUs to produce 6 laptops. The processors, known as the N1 and N1X, would provide the company access to a new market, but it would be much less profitable than its data center division, which generated $51.2 billion in revenue in only the 3rd quarter. A laptop with Nvidia's own CPU might prove popular among gamers, who are typically more prepared to spend a lot of money on powerful PCs. Nvidia is already a stalwart in the gaming industry because of its powerful graphics cards. Although Nvidia's CPU risk is still in its infancy, the company may end up becoming a powerful new rival to AMD and Intel in the future due to its enormous success in the GPU industry. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
So we have the 1 trillion addressable market 2035, but digging down into the notes, actually, autonomous driving is a really big part of this for you.
That's right. Our latest research shows that physical AI could really become a $1 trillion market by 2035. That's 10 times higher than where the market is currently valued at. And that $1 trillion estimate spans 4 key robotics categories: autonomous vehicles, humanoid robots, advanced automation, and drones. And look, while I have really strong conviction that the late 2020s and early 2030s will be the decade of the robot, I also think that growth and adoption will likely come in stages rather than all at once. I can see how autonomous vehicles could lead the trend and set the stage. And in fact, nearly half of that estimate of the market growth comes from autonomous vehicles, or in dollar terms, that's about $500 billion by 2035. I think also intuitively, this makes a lot of sense because autonomous vehicles clearly have a head start. The technology has been around for nearly a decade now. The production process is there. It can leverage an existing automotive supply chain. And I think more importantly, the AI models needed for autonomous vehicles can work with a much bigger real-world driving data set that's collected from millions of vehicles out there. And that's a very different story if you compare it to where humanoid robots are at the moment.
So if you follow the arc of what happened with autonomous driving, what needs to happen for humanoid robots for them to make a meaningful contribution to your $1 trillion forecast for addressable market by 2035?
I think the number one challenge that humanoids face right now is the lack of physical AI data. And that's because when you think about humanoid robots, they really bridge the gap between the cognitive, the digital, and the physical world. And in the physical world, the laws of mechanics and physics apply. A humanoid robot needs precise instructions if it's going to function and perform properly in an unstructured world that is made for humans. Take a simple example such as lifting a box. This is a very simple task for us humans. We have inbuilt dexterity. We have inbuilt intelligence. We know exactly what we have to do. But a humanoid robot needs precise instructions. It needs to know exactly how much force to apply, where to apply that force. And that simple example can get really tricky if something changes. If, for example, the box is actually heavier than expected, if the surface is slippery, that means that the robot needs a new set of instructions. And the challenge is that there is no dictionary out there. There is no single database that can tell us, look, for a 50-pound box, you need this amount of energy, this amount of force. All that needs to be built from scratch in order for the technology to scale and to become more useful in the